I finally snapped at my mill, and it felt amazing. My 32-year-old mill moved into the just no status a little over a year ago when my husband and I found out we were expecting. She can be very loving and helpful, but then she'll use that as an excuse for boundary stomping and guilt trips. I've decided to no longer accept any sort of assistance from her because it always comes with strings attached. I gave birth to my son in June. We did not allow hospital visitors, did not allow home visitors the first week, and did not allow kissing. All of this caused my mill to become hysterical. She accused us of trying to keep her from her grandson and wanting her out of our lives. She complained to anyone who would listen about how terrible it is that we are keeping our newborn from her for a week. Time passed, and now our baby is 7 months old. She got over the no visitor incident and has now decided she will not adhere to the no kissing rule, but only when my husband is not around. I have caught her kissing him multiple times, and each time I took my son back and firmly told her no. My husband and I talked about it and agreed that she is no longer allowed to hold our son until she proves herself to be respectful of our boundaries. We have significantly reduced contact with her, but my husband believes she's not bad enough to go full-time without contact with her. Because her attitude shift is recent, he believes she'll grow out of it and become better. He is supportive of my decision to no longer try with her, and has assured me that he will be the one handling her, so that I don't have to deal with any of her BS. Yesterday, my mill called me. I ignored her call and told my husband. He said he would call her back in a minute. But she kept calling me, and I finally answered. I put her on speakerphone, and she immediately started ranting about how she saw the pictures I posted on Instagram of my husband and me kissing our son's cheeks. She said it wasn't fair that we were allowed to kiss our baby, but she wasn't. I finally lost it on her. I said, "Fair? You think it's not fair that I am allowed to kiss my baby? Was it fair that I was hospitalized twice because my nausea was so severe that it caused me to be dangerously dehydrated? Was it fair that I spent the last month of pregnancy with a fractured rib because of my baby? Was it fair that DH became the sole provider because I wasn't able to work anymore? Was it fair that DH was the only one to cook and clean because I physically could not get out of bed for longer than an hour or two at a time? Was it fair that my vagina had second-degree tearing? Was it fair that I couldn't piss or SHT normally for weeks after I gave birth? Was it fair that DH footed the bill for all my hospital visits, all the diapers, formula, wipes, clothing, and everything else our family needs? Is it fair that DH and I are the only ones losing sleep every single night because our baby wakes up every hour? Is it fair that DH goes to work every day, comes home, and starts parenting without a break? Is it fair that I spend all day every day with a screaming baby while covered in his drool and spitting up? Of course, it's fair because he is our baby. And that's exactly what we signed up for when we became parents. We have endured every difficult part of parenthood so far, and we will enjoy all our parenting privileges too. So yes, DH and I are going to kiss our baby because we made him. You do not have any parenting responsibilities or privileges with him because he is not your child. You had 4 children of your own. You had your turn. Stop trying to relive your glory days by putting your mouth on someone else's baby. And then I hung up. I am going to be honest and say that I had that speech planned. I knew one day she would see me kiss my little chunky baby and claim that I was unfair. So I knew what I was going to say when that time came. My poor husband has been dealing with the fallout of that phone call. He was there for the whole thing. He and his mom are going out for lunch this weekend, and he plans on having a serious talk with her. He's considering going out of contact with her, but will decide based on how their conversation goes. Edited to remove my husband's name. Update. I'm just going to jump right in. My husband had lunch with my mill yesterday. Before he went, we sat down and wrote down all the talking points we wanted to discuss, so he wouldn't forget any of them during lunch. It went as expected. She was upset that I wasn't there to apologize to her. DH said it was because I had nothing to apologize for. She tried to lecture him about how hypocritical I am when he cut her off and listed all the things she has done, starting with my pregnancy, up until now. She repeatedly touched my belly without permission after being told to stop. She tried to invite her friends, people we don't even know, to my baby shower my parents hosted and paid for the entire thing. She threw a fit when we told her we were picking out his name and not accepting any recommendations. She threw a fit when she found out she wasn't allowed in the delivery room. She threw a fit when she found out we wouldn't allow hospital visitors. She even said, "I wouldn't go there to COP, I just want to see the baby. You can just bring the baby down to the lobby for me to see him." She threw a fit when we told her there would be no visitors at home for a week. She threw a fit when she found out my mom was staying with us after to help us out. She threw a fit every time we said no to her taking our baby out alone on an outing. She threw a fit when we asked my sister to babysit, and not her when my husband and I went on a date. All hell broke loose when she found out we were going out of state to visit my family for Christmas instead of spending it with her. Then, of course, there is the kissing rule. My husband told her that our constant refusal to respect our boundaries as new parents was proof that all she cared about was maintaining control over her children and grandchildren. Unfortunately for her, he was raised to prioritize family above all else, and now my son and I are his family, so our needs come first. He informed her that we would be reducing our contact so our son wouldn't grow up thinking it's normal for adults to throw temper tantrums or weaponize relationships with family. He recommended that she go to therapy so she could understand her desire for complete control. He also reassured her that he loves her very much, but is not willing to let his wife and son suffer because she could feel good about herself. According to him, Mill cried the whole time and kept trying to interrupt him. He would shut it down by telling her if she wanted to have any sort of relationship with her grandson, then she would need to be quiet and listen for once in her life. He told her that if she could prove herself to respect our decisions as parents, then we would happily spend more time with her. As soon as he returned from lunch, he broke down crying. He has never really stood up for himself in a meaningful way for his parents. I know this was a heavy conversation for him, but I am so proud of him for putting his foot down. I talked with my Sil about the whole situation. She married DH's brother. She said Mill did the exact same thing when she had her 2 babies, and she warned me about it when we announced my pregnancy. DH knew this behavior was going to happen, and we, along with our couples counselor, talked about how to navigate it. It's been radio silence from Mill, but it's also only been a day. We heard from Bill and Sil that she called them to complain and play the victim, but Bill shut her down, saying she did the exact same thing when Sil was pregnant, and we were absolutely right. For now, I guess DH and I are just moving on. If she wants to reach out and apologize, then great, but we are not putting any effort into our relationship with her. DH feels very confident that we made the right decision. For me, seeing him stand up for us and put our needs first was so attractive that it has me heavily considering baby #2. Thank you for watching the video. If you are interested in listening to these kinds of stories, we've got more in store for you. Simply subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share it with your friends.